Good morning, everybody, for another episode of Finding Data Friends. And this week we're being joined by Lisa.
Hello,
Lisa,
hello.
how are you? Who
I'm
are you?
doing great. How are you?
We're awesome. So, who are you? What do you do? For those that
Yeah,
haven't
Who
met
are
you,
you?
what
who's
are you
this
doing on this
person
show?
we invited on the show?
Ben, this was the whole point. We invited people here to make friends with them, and you're like, what are you doing here?
Well, no. Well, I
Just go
asked.
away.
Hang on. I was asking Lisa who she was, and then you turned that in. What are you doing here? So I was not the one
Sorry.
creating a
Okay.
hostile environment here, Jess.
You're
Okay,
right. You're right.
I'm friendly and professional.
I'll let you get
Getting
back to it. Sorry.
Thank you. Getting back to my question, Lisa. Welcome to the show. We're very glad to have you with us. Who are you?
Yeah, so who am I? My name is Lisa Hoving, and I'm a data engineer. Obviously, this is Finding Data Friends, so I think that is applicable. Yeah, so I always find it so difficult when people ask me, who are you? What's the most important thing about you? Well, I think when it comes to data, I just love working with the Azure platform. So that's what I usually do as well. So I work with tools like Azure Databricks and Data Factory, and I build scalable data lakes, so to speak. So that's about me. When it comes to maybe more like personal stuff, we live here in Hilversum. I live with my boyfriend and my pet python. So that's pretty cool, I think, as well, to know about me. So yeah.
How big is this Python?
It sounds very large when I say it. So I have a ball python and they can get up to 1 to 1.5 meters. So I think he's a little bit in between that range at this moment. But when you talk about mass, it's like 1.5 kilos. So it's not that big of a mass, so to speak.
Okay. What's his name?
Fluffy, of course.
Of course.
Yes. Of course. Sorry, that was a silly question.
That was kind of a given.
I know,
We've had
right?
Python
Yeah.
enthusiasts on the show before, but that was different, I think. So,
Yeah.
so getting back to that data theme, we're going to get back to that snake a little later.
Caught you off guard there, didn't I?
You know, this is what usually happens on this show. People come up with stuff where they just invented a new type of sports, or you're playing the saxophone. People keep surprising me here. So, but I'm pretty sure we didn't have reptiles before. So
That's a first. It's a first.
it's a first. And of course, why would his name be anything but Fluffy? It makes perfect. I'm not so much shocked about the snake as that Jess did not immediately guess the name, because
Sorry,
how
that
more
was poor
obvious
on my
can it?
part. You're right.
It was so obvious. Coming back to the data theme thing, sometimes we kind of get off track. You mentioned a ton of things. If you had to pick one favorite out of all the data offerings, tools, features out there, could you pick a favorite?
A tool altogether or a feature within a tool?
Your pick.
I mean, I think my favorite tool to use is Databricks. I really like Databricks, like that you can always use the latest version of Apache Spark and things like that. So I think that's really good. But if I could pick a feature, maybe I would go with Azure Data Factory, because what I really like about Azure Data Factory is that you have like the blob triggers. So whenever a file comes into your data lake or, to your storage account, then you can automatically, kickstart a pipeline and process the data. And what I really like about it is also that that's cost effective. So if you compare it to things like Databricks Autoloader, you have to have Databricks running all the time in order to have that ready for you. And that's costly, but for Data Factory, that's not true. So you only pay for when the pipeline is triggered. So I think that's a pretty cool advantage to have, So yeah, I would say that's my favorite feature there.
If Microsoft only came up with like one single product for like a data lake and data integration and all of that, something like a Fabric thingy.
I just wanted to say, didn't they just come out with Fabric and that's it? I think it's...
We don't really know yet how cost effective that will be, in all fairness.
Yeah, to be fair, I haven't played around with it as much as I wanted to. So I really have to try that in the near future as well. But I think it's so difficult to just pick one tool, because if you feel like tools like Databricks, of course, I mean, it's a cool tool, but you need data to go into it in order to be able to use it. So you need at least would need like a data lake or something like that to fuel it. So
you're saying your favorite data thing is data?
Exactly. As long as it's data, I can work with it. That's fine. And I like doing that.
See, that's why we keep inviting guests like you to our show. So you have to answer about your favorite data feature, because we don't want to answer that question. It's too hard.
No.
So. we prefer
enough.
doing that to other people. That's kind of our jam, I guess. Yeah, no. Fabric will be interesting. I'm not super enthusiastic about it yet. It may or may not change, because I've still haven't fully understood. I mean, you were talking about how cool some stuff is, but very pricey, and I think that's the biggest question mark so far that we have around. I understand. Yes, you basically deploy dedicated capacity, and you can do that on like very small VMs. But we all know if you deploy very small VMs, well, you're going to get very small performance out of that. So while that might work well for a nice small POC, it might not be doing any good for someone actually using it. So let's see.
I always feel too, it takes a couple of like iterations, doesn't it, before it's like time to get really excited about it, but we'll see.
Yeah, then again, it might be a good thing, because so far, whenever I got super excited about stuff, hello BDC, it got deprecated. So, I mean,
we've all been there. Yeah.
Still hurts.
So Microsoft, if you're listening, if you don't make this thing good and cheap, I will start using it, and then it gets deprecated. We all know what's happening. So I think that's kind of the logical thing to happen, right?
Perfect. So Lisa, when you're not playing with data, when you're not working with Databricks and Azure Data Factory and all these things, what do you like to get up to outside of data and work? Do you have a favorite non-data thing?
I mean, I tend to notice that my hobbies really go towards, data in a way. I also build a data lake for my snake, and I do talks about that as well, which I think is pretty funny. Data lake for your snake. But yeah, I mean, it rhymes well, right? It's catchy.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But from a personal perspective, I like playing the cello. So, not that I'm good at it, to be fair. So I started it during Corona as a hobby. And as it seems, it's pretty complicated. So, I still have my lessons, and I go, every now and then. And but luckily, people in my home, they keep up with me, like they tolerate it. So that's good. Yeah.
Perfect. So what kind of...
one day I want to have a band out of all our
I was going to say, we've got a couple for the band
saxophone player? I want to know.
Was it Olivia?
I think Olivier van Steen. He's playing the saxophone. And cool. Hugo is playing in a
that's right,
theater group, and he's singing there. So I'm pretty sure we can get around that by him just basically being the lead singer of the band.
Yep. Perfect. Now we need a drummer. Can I do that? I've never done it before, but
I'm also not good on the cello by any means, so I don't think I'll, get the quality of the band up. So
maybe at the next data grilling while the barbecue's going, we can have our band in the corner,
I like that. And depending on the quality of the band, I will decide which corner that will be.
Yeah.
It might be a corner in the actual courtyard where everybody is, or it might just be a couple of buildings, blocks, or cities away. No, I'm sure you will all be great. As long as we have
fun, I'm sure it'll be fun.
Exactly.
Perfect.
We should really make this a thing.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think that you'll probably find more people that can play instruments or sing or whatever within the data community. There's probably more than we know about.
Which is one of the reasons why we're running this show, right? To find out more about them.
That is true.
It's almost as if we have planned that.
We are professionals, so.
Yeah, again, bit of a stretch, but we're getting there.
We're working on it.
We try our best.
How many episodes till we are considered professional podcasters? Do we just need one and we're good?
I'm going to let
gotta
Lisa
update
be
my
the judge
LinkedIn.
of that question. Lisa, what do you think? How many podcast episodes do we need until we can call ourselves professional podcasters in our LinkedIn bios?
Don't they always say that the answer to life and everything is like, what was it, 42 or something like that?
42, there we go.
Ah, okay, I like it. Who's going to be lucky guest number 42 when we become professional?
Yeah.
Let me check in my Excel sheet.
Great.
Things may change, but well, if I say it out now,
I was going to say, you can't say it if it might change. that person's going to be upset.
Well, the thing is also, the person that is currently in episode 42, I've never met them.
Oh,
and I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce their name. So
okay.
I wouldn't try in that case.
I might be encrypting it by saying it wrong. So
yeah. Okay, well, we'll keep it under wraps for now.
Exactly.
We'll have that to look forward to.
Well, there's still a couple of episodes. I mean, we're nearing half that.
Yeah.
Being at episode 19 today, but I mean, 2 more episodes and we got 50%. From there, it's basically smooth sailing.
Yeah, downhill. That means smooth sailing. Whoops. No. So what kind of data do you have in your data lake about your snake? I'm very curious about this.
Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit more about that. So I have my pet python, of course, and I kind of noticed that I guess it's like the same with every kind of pet, right? So you decide to buy it because you feel very adult and you think I can take good care of something. And then you get it and then you notice that taking care of them is actually the hard part and not really buying everything. So with snakes, I guess with all kind of reptiles, it's like they have very specific heat and humidity requirements, right? So you have to buy, so I have for him like ceramic heat emitters, like light bulbs and a heat mat and stuff like that. But you have to ensure that, it doesn't overheat. So everything has to have their own individual thermostats and stuff like that. And if I take good care of my python, like Fluffy can live up to 20, maybe 30 years. So that's a very long time. And it kind of got me thinking, right? So the chance of my equipment breaking today, that's quite slim. But the chance of my equipment breaking over the course of 20, maybe 30 years, I mean, it's technology, right? So it's going to break. So as a data engineer, I guess that kind of put me not at ease. So I decided to implement some monitoring. So I bought like sensors and stuff like that and a Raspberry Pi and I made a Python application.
A Python application for your Python?
Yes.
This is a talk too. Amazing.
So I did that and it worked perfectly fine. Even at some point my, my central heating broke. And it was over the weekend and I wasn't at home. So the application gave me a call like, hey, something is up. You need to get home. And it was quite a short night, but we saved the snake. So that was good. But, then in the end, you kind of feel like as a data engineer, if I'm checking, let's say every 15 minutes, then I'm throwing away a lot of data and I want to save the data. I don't want to throw all the data away. So then I decided to implement a data lake for him so that I could do more with the data potentially. So I think, that's basically how we did it. And I had some IoT hubs and stuff like that. So, yeah.
That's super cool.
That sounds like an amazing session, just saying.
I was just going to say, I wonder if there are any events coming up next June that would like this session. So that we can get the band together,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll bring the cello. It's I just don't promise any good music, but I can do my best.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all we asked for.
Yeah.
Plus, up to that point, now I would need to do the math, but we should be at around episode 70-ish.
Oh.
So
we should have some more for the band.
We're going to have a big band.
So far, we found
Literally.
one musician every 10 episodes, so.
That would do it. I mean, there would still be like 7 to 8 people.
It's
Plus, we
perfect.
have a lead singer. I mean,
That's
we're
right.
halfway there. Hugo, if you're listening, can you sing instruments? That would be very helpful, just in case we're missing something very specific. Ben Kettner made a session at, I think it was the last Data Grillen, which kind of had a similar thing. He smokes all kinds of meats and foods, and he was also applying IoT sensors and all of that to measure temperature and whatnot.
Oh.
So
It's applicable for a lot of use cases, I
I was
think.
gonna, you're most probably not going to smoke the snake, hopefully not, but
That's the whole
Not if the
purpose of my
sensors are
solution.
working. Exactly. Yeah.
but still, all this made me hungry.
What a segue.
I've been building up towards this for.
I'm going to go ahead and answer the question of we are not quite professional podcasters yet, but we're getting close. We're getting there. Sorry, go on.
What do you mean we're not? I mean, excuse me, the build up to that. Oh, I'm hungry. Hey, Lisa, what's your favorite food? I mean, if that's not professional, I don't know.
It's perfect.
I know. Still, let's give Lisa a chance to actually answer the question. Lisa, as you may have noticed in our previous episodes, we are also a professional kidnapping company. However, we also just had people that were deliberately running towards the kidnapping van, so that's on them. I'm still not sure if there's a term for it, because I think for kidnapping, it the part of missing consent is kind of vital. But anyways, and all that kidnapping makes us hungry. What are we supposed to eat while kidnapping you? Now that I say that out loud, it sounds it does sound questionable.
Only a bit, yeah.
It's fine.
Everything is fine. Just
It
insert
will all be
the meme where everything is on fire. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorites.
Yeah. So what is my favorite? I like to eat a lot of different things. I think if I could answer, I would say sushi. I think a lot of people have it as a favorite food, but you could always entice me to go and eat sushi. So yeah.
Good choice. I could eat some sushi.
Hey, come in the van. We have sushi.
It works.
I would definitely step in the van.
Perfect. Got another one.
And answers like this is why every single time I click on the episode, this episode is not suitable for children.
Smart.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Cool.
I'm so glad we're all professionals here, because otherwise this could go totally wrong, and Jess and I ending up in prison and stuff, and who would want that?
At least we didn't record it, right? So, oh wait.
Thank God we forgot recording again. This has never happened. Either way, this was really fun. Thank you so much, Lisa, for joining us, telling us about Fluffy. We're looking forward to your Fluffy session at next year's Data Grillen.
Who knows?
You may incorporate the cello in this session, or make this two different parts. I'm fine with it.
To be honest, I have a small session on Fluffy, and I already put Shakira in there. So if I already have Shakira and Pythons, and then if I also add the cello, it might be a bit much, but who knows?
Yeah, let's not overdo it. I guess you're right. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much again. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we
you.
look forward to see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.